Hey guys, this is 37th Street Radio and TV, and of course, we are out here hooking you up with the best and the best of the interviews. So, today we have a special guest here who many of you may not know them, you may not know him, but as we continue talking, I know you will be able to understand what he really does. So, guest, please just introduce yourself. Tell us what you do. Tell us your titles, so that guys can know about you.
Okay, my name is African Castro. Uh, Thank you for having me on your TV network. I think it's good just seeing what you guys are doing. Uh, what can I say? I'm a business consultant. I'm a brand consultant. I'm a mentor. I'm a father. Uh, I'm a cultural inclusionist. So all those stuff. I have too many titles that I meet people in different sections. The people who
Yeah,
just know me from one side, just being a talent manager, the people who know me. So I've done it all. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So for me, I know you so much as a talent manager,
Mm.
and I just want us to talk about talent management. First of all, um, how did you even decide to be a talent manager? Like in this African culture, when you tell people talent manager, they start wondering now, what the hell is that? So you can tell us, how did you
I
decide,
started.
how you started?
Man, I didn't even plan to be a talent manager. I just found an opportunity, which uh, I was in college. It's good whenever you're in college, you meet friends. So I met a friend of mine who apparently he didn't even graduate because he ended up becoming an established photographer while in college.
Yeah,
And basically he introduced me to a talent that was Nick Mutuma, who was he's a renowned actor. He's
yeah,
now an established director, film director. So I met him, and that time he was still at he was in USIU, and he was working for a radio station. And the good thing is that where I used to go to school, his radio station was just a walk away.
yeah,
So we started having conversations. My friend introduced me to Nick, and we started having conversations. It wasn't serious for the first 2 months. We're just friends. I graduated, and came out, applied for jobs, but I couldn't get jobs.
yeah,
So uh, I told Nick, uh, I think your brand needs somebody who can be able to manage this portfolio. And he told me, if you can be able to put in work together, why not? Let's do it. So he gave me my first shot, and then
yeah.
from there it was just, you know, yeah,
So,
it turned out to be.
and what can you say about, uh, you said you had not even purpose to be an artist manager. So, like, I want to understand, you are now already in this field.
Yeah.
Did you know like what is expected from you, or did you learn from other talent managers, or you used YouTube? Nowadays people use YouTube to get information.
Yeah.
So what was it like?
So what it was like I didn't have any mentor. I didn't have anybody to show me what it is to be a talent manager. So basically, I just used to watch managers do interviews. Just talk about what they're doing and stuff like that. So I went a school through just. I hope an interview like this will be able to inspire another young guy who just wants to do this, because that's how I got to do this job.
Yeah,
So I just watched a few clips on YouTube
yeah,
about just brands that they're dealing with, and but there were very few back then. There were
yeah,
very few managers were not being interviewed like that. So it would be probably an artist sitting with his manager in an interview, and they're having a conversation and stuff like that. And I got an opportunity to see that. So and then yeah, my big brother who's into you know uh, music a lot. Like he taught me a lot of stuff about management, marketing, and branding because he's in marketing. So
Yeah.
He used to tell me the things, the do's and the don'ts. So I got to learn a lot from him and my big brother. And we just have conversation in the house. I tell him I'm having a problem with this brand at this level, and what do you think we need to do? It was hard. It wasn't easy, but
Yeah.
and that time wasn't the time when the influencer industry had started. That's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
That was the time where we used to rely on shows.
Yeah.
Getting an endorsement was just brand ambassadorship. So we just used to rely on shows, appearances, and Nick just acting in film. Which I think when I worked with Nick, we made money. We made more money out of the entertainment more than the entertainment because we did tenders. Nick was situated in a good position.
Yeah.
His dad is really influential in Meru, and so we do events, entertainment events. They knew him from an entertainment aspect. So we made more money just outside of the entertainment more than in the entertainment field. But we still killed it in the entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, according to your experience,
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it, but when you are dealing with artists,
Yeah.
new artists, first of all, would you advise them to get a manager from the word go,
Okay.
or should they like at least build a portfolio, make sure they have 1, 2, 3 hit songs out there?
Yeah. I think what happened was the first artist, let me say, that I got to put in work with was an upcoming artist, but his career got salvaged by the parents because the parents were staunch Christians.
Yeah.
So that was like my first like musician to try and bring into the market. They did that. I made sure they did a song with Calligraph that time, and that song is still jamming until today. That's
Yeah.
how I got introduced into the artist management. And
Yeah.
truth to be told, I can honestly say it will be good for an artist to be able to build numbers before they get a manager because it's a business partnership.
Yeah.
And you can only invest where there's potential. You gotta understand that. You
Yeah.
can't just have or be a manager to an artist and you don't know if they're gonna like fly. It's unless you meet unmatched talent, like talent that it can be, you can't doubt it because it's talent that you just meet from the get go. And I don't even have to wait for anything. This hot artist, they're gonna blow eventually, so let's start it from there. So I was like a boutique manager, like to so many artists who passed through my hands. So, but it's a good thing because they got a stepping stone from me.
And again, like people will also like to know what you do and your responsibility as a manager.
Okay.
So you have found this artist, like he's ticking all the boxes. He's committed, he's good talent, he has the discipline. So what do you do for such an artist as a manager?
Here's the thing: when you meet an artist,
Yeah.
the product is the music and himself. So there's certain aspects that you have to look at. First and foremost, there's the physical aspect. You gotta see whether your artist is physically, because you're preparing for success as you prepare yourself. So is he physically ready for success? Because you gotta be fit, healthy wise,
Yeah.
mental wise. Is he ready? Like in terms of um, just uh, going through the rough patches of business, the business cycles. So it's and then you all have to be in the same parallel thought patterns.
Yeah.
It's a relationship just like a couple, whereby your emotions and logical thoughts have to be in the same alignment. And if they are not, it won't work.
Yeah.
It won't work. So this guy gotta be very emotionally intelligent to a point whereby they know that or they trust. And then trust is also another thing. There has to be trust because as long as you've said this guy is my manager, that means you're handing over this guy your career in his hands to be able to make sure that it's successful. So you have to trust them to that level and let them play their role. Everybody needs to play their role. There's no not and it's just a business partnership, strictly. Aside from the friendships, aside from I don't know, probably family, you know, relationship or stuff like that, or girlfriend, boyfriend, you gotta make sure that there's that there's the yeah, like the laws of commandments in the business law commandments. You have to make sure you put them all on the table so that everybody is, you know, binded by those laws. Because if anybody who gets out of that law, then that means it's conflict. And what does conflict do? You see managers and artists outside in public talking bad about each other. So it happens. So you have to make sure that the foundation, first of all, is grounded. And then second, the content. What's the product that you're trying to sell? You have to scale it because every business is about scaling. How far can this content take us? Who's our target audience? You have to put this chart. You have to put this chart and understand your target audience from your social media to your YouTube to your streams to your. You just have to understand what do they like. Which song is doing better than the other, and why is this song doing better than the rest? So there has to be a lot of um, findings. Well, as a startup, you have to find what's really um, gonna make us propel and now put so much energy and resources behind it. So that's the most important thing, first and foremost, and also education. As you're an artist manager, you have to keep enlightening yourself. You have to keep reading. You have to keep consulting people. You have to talk to people. You have to get mentors. As an artist, you have to as well. You're an entrepreneur. You're not just an artist. There's a difference that people normally say, no, no, an artist. No, no, no. An artist is an entrepreneur. You have to understand your business. You have to know your numbers. You have to know what's right to be shared to the management and what's right to be left for the company and what's right to be given to you. So you have to have this set of laws that will be able to make you become one concrete movement. So that now you can be able now to move to the top without having any fallback issues like internal issues. Because internal wrangles is what make artists never grow. Just internal stuff. When you see an artist who came with a hit song and they can no longer fly after that hit song, this is a problem internally. Somebody somewhere didn't do their job, somebody felt entitled to the wrong things. Probably fame got into this person's head, so they forgot that this is a business they're running. That's one of the biggest weaknesses that normally happens with the artist when the fame comes in. They're not ready for that success. So it's a duty for you, a manager, to prepare his artist or her artist for the success that's coming. Because if this success is not prepared for, it's going to be calamities in the long run. So you could have this big hit song and you're traveling all over the world and you're making all these kinds of money. But once you come back, you forget who you are, you forget the people who are around you. So you just start acting out and things go left, right, center, just without having any sense of control. And it's up to the manager as well to make sure that they don't like play around with resources and also know how to regulate, their artists. And if that chemistry is not there, then it can't work. It's very difficult. Yeah.
So in Kenya, personally for me, I know that artists get money from streaming. They also get money from stage shows. They get money from endorsements. So I want us to, and if there are any other ways that artists can get money, you can also tell us. So I want us.
So you spoke about shows, you spoke about endorsements, isn't it? So aside from those two, I think the best thing to do as an artist is as soon as you make your first few coins from probably your first few shows, like let's say you do like the first 5 shows, something like that, you have a few coins here and there, like let's say you did the first few shows, because your first shows you could probably make like 15,000 a show, 20,000 a show. So let's say you do like 5, right? Um, your manager, of course, needs his operational funds. You need your money to always make sure that you're fresh. Set aside some budget for products. Just start small with products. I think that's the essence of longevity in the game. Have your own products first. Create your own products. So if it's t-shirts, if it's hats, if it's hoodies, if it's
Yeah,
Marvins, if it's get a dope designer to be a part of your team, and then get a dope photographer and videographer who you can work with, and just advertise for your own products, advertise for your own merchandise. Start with that first
yeah.
before any endorsement, before any you know before any
Major shows.
you know big shows that
Yeah,
come. Because once you start with these small amenities or products, they will help you sustain
yeah,
operational wise. Because the problem with artists is the fact that you have to keep up with fame. So what's the latest trendy clothing? What's the latest trendy shoes? What's the
yeah,
latest? So you don't have to be like a trendy artist. So you can make whatever you have cool. Because I see a lot of cool people, but I ask myself, why do you have to rock that Gucci and not pay your rent for the next 2 months?
yeah,
And I wish you just came out with your own shoe line, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
and you could just knock butter, and ask them, can I do something at a later on stage because I did this and that while I was starting out.
yeah,
These shoes nowadays people are making custom made African shoes. There's different levels of doing this. You could, you know, go to see what Denry is doing. Denry
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
bag industry. See how can we collaborate, probably make my own bags and stuff like that. So there's a lot of people who are making products outside here. Try and see how you can collaborate and then maximize your product, to your audience as you grow. Especially when the momentum is right. When the momentum is right, that's when now make sure that your products are there. So when every show you're doing, make sure you have your boys. Don't just have a gang of people just rocking with you, that you look good or feel good. No, hell no. Have everybody rock your outfits. Have everybody rock your t-shirts. Have the flyest girl in the crew rocking your, shoes. Just do all this stylish stuff with your own products. That's how you start creating a movement and eventually just propel and blow.
So again, how does an artist position himself to get these endorsements when like when a company wants to endorse a certain artist, what are they looking at? So how can an artist behave in a way that a company can say we would really like to work with such and such an artist?
Okay, here's the thing. First and foremost, before you even get the endorsement, you yourself ask yourself, is this product or service suit for the things that I represent, my movement?
Yeah,
Because what the problem that I see with a lot of artists is just picking endorsements so that they can keep up with the bills that they have internally. And it's okay. Like, I'm not throwing shade on anybody, but it's a problem when you pick a brand that's not fit for your brand, for your, target audience.
yeah,
You can't be like, let me give an example. You can't be a gospel artist selling liquor.
yeah.
It's like it conflicts, it confuses your audience, it makes you look
It
lost.
doesn't make
You
sense.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So for me, it's like people have to first and foremost find the perfect fit for the endorsement. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So like I'm seeing a lot of issues with people picking up, like even the health sector. I don't have a problem with you getting an endorsement by a hospital, but it's
yeah.
just
By the way,
a problem when you start like even sponsoring your own pregnancy with these hospitals. It's a
yeah,
problem to me. You know why? There's different ways you can work this thing out.
yeah,
There's different ways on how you can negotiate this deal. There's the
yeah,
different elements. You can easily go get, like, if you know you're about to get a baby, you can get Pampers
mm,
to pay for your hospital bill. And then now you just promote Pampers through and make sure that Pampers gives you your own line of
yeah,
Pampers. So you sell it under your own name and make your own money the right way instead of, I don't know, the way hospitals come at people and the same hospitals have controversial stories. So it's just like be careful with what you pick. Ask yourself, does it suit my target audience? Does it make them feel comfortable?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for artists now to be endorsed, now back to your question, first and foremost, there has to be a, as an entrepreneur, you have to have some sense of self discipline. You can't be cussing out people online. I know controversy is a part of the game,
Yeah.
but you can't be like talking like a hooligan or on these social streets.
Yeah.
There's a way you have to carry yourself as an artist. It's okay if your target audience allows you to talk the way you talk. It's cool then. Go get a brand that will suit that. You could probably get an alcoholic partner who can endorse that because they're cool with that. That's how people sometimes in that industry talk.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like brands will never endorse somebody first and foremost who's too controversial. I know they stay away from controversy a lot. Like if you're too hot, they are afraid of you. It's very few brands that will touch you, especially here in Kenya. In States, it happens. You could go viral, like what happened to, like for example, let's take Chris Rock and Will Smith's story.
Yeah.
Will Smith smacked the hell out of Chris Rock the other day, right?
Yeah.
Chris Rock numbers in terms of booking for his show and tours have skyrocketed like never before. So it's
Yeah.
like his career has blown off that slab.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of brands that want to work with him. And if Chris Rock is smart, he'll even find an angle on how to probably come up with a product out of that.
Yeah.
There's different elements to use that hype to capitalize, and it could make $100 million just like that. In States, it cannot. In Kenya, it's different. If you smack somebody on stage, first and foremost, you're trolled, brand endorsements are taken away from you because you're violent. You're considered violent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If let's say you had a sex scandal and a sex tape leaks, not everybody's Kim Kardashian, man.
Yeah.
So brands stay away from you. So, and unfortunately, probably I don't know. To the least, probably if you get a condom endorsement, that would be good for you.
Yeah.
But it's very rare, in this country for it to happen. So in this country, there's a sense of discipline you have to walk in first and foremost.
Yeah.
You have to show people that you're disciplined from the jump, from the get-go. So they look at how you discipline you are, how you packaged yourself. And then another thing that's distasteful for clients is when you don't honor your contracts. You're being told to give 4 posts.
Yeah.
Bro, sis, give that 4 posts to this client. They're paying you to do that. The problem is a lot of people don't even understand what they're signing up for.
Yeah.
So they're late with the posting. They want to do the posting last week of the month, and you had a whole month to do all this campaign and you didn't do nothing. So what does that make you do to yourself and to your brand? You're disrespecting yourself. You're disrespecting your team. You're disrespecting the client. So you just ruin your business relationships, and what goes round in this corporate? Like we have a very small corporate community. That's the only side effects of Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very small. People are instead getting endorsements in Tanzania and Uganda, and Tanzanians are getting endorsements in Kenya.
Yeah.
It's everybody in East Africa is getting endorsements in Kenya, but I'm not seeing Kenyans getting endorsements in other regions. So what does that tell you? We are a very small, tight business community. So it's either you behave or you lose it all. And then also have a manager who knows how to represent you.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I'm sorry to say this, but there's a lot of top tier artists who don't have managers who don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like it's up to you as an artist to make sure, listen, this guy was working with me. I know we are homies. He's loyal, but is he putting in the work the way he's supposed to? Does he know how to, make deals work? And if he can't, can we reach out to somebody who has been doing it before so that we can all learn? Because it's a language. This thing is not ego.
Yeah.
They look at it like it's ego sometimes and pride. It's not that. It's easy to reach out to somebody and just say, yo, what's up? Bro, I think I need you. I'll pay you a few coins just for an hour. Just come and teach us how this thing works. And thank you. After that, we don't need you. Because now we have the blueprint. Now we can go ahead and do our own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's good to invest in education. So as an artist, you being the CEO of your brand, make sure you invest. Make sure you invest for your manager. Take him to school. A lot of them will buy them cars, pay their rents and stuff like that. Bro, Sis, take this guy to college, man.
Yeah.
We feel like we're moving to a different level. Pay him an online course. He doesn't even have to go to college. Just pay him an online artist management course, man. If you feel like you don't want to reach out for consulting, it can still work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have talked about endorsement and you have given out a lot of nuggets. So another thing is, can an artist survive without endorsements? Like we have seen the other day, Spotify came to Kenya.
Yeah.
Like there are all these avenues. So I just want to know, like in other countries, the revenue that an artist gets from streaming, like they can live off that.
Mm.
So where are we as the Kenyan entertainment? Can we live off streaming and other things without endorsements and stage shows?
Bro, whatever you're talking about is happening, bro.
Yeah,
There's this artist, Tile Brown.
yeah.
Go check out Tile Brown's page. See if he's selling anything.
By the way, he has very less posts. I've checked his page. He has
No,
very less
nobody.
posts.
Like literally.
Ah,
This guy is living off his music. He's the most streamed artist that I know.
yeah,
He's he's the number one on YouTube. This guy is living off his music. He doesn't need anybody. And that's why he's expensive for these corporates to work with him.
yeah,
And then have to find a middle ground to see how they can work with him. Because he wants, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I think that's the most, because by the time Otile is getting his first endorsement, it will be a multi-million endorsement.
yeah, right.
It won't be cheap, bro. Like, artists have slaved for these corporates, man. People are out here not even understanding their value, man. People are getting paid just money to keep the lights on,
Yeah,
to just buy shoes and clothes and stuff, just to keep. But what Tebo Otile has done, that blueprint is next level. Whatever he has done, he understood his TA, he understood his streaming business. The guy's living off his music, you know?
yeah,
So it's possible. You can do it. It's possible.
yeah.
Yeah.